Alright, how we doing everyone? It's Evan, semi-automatic. So I couldn't find a good video online, so I'm gonna go ahead and make one. This is a Jeep Mojave, a newer one, 2000 something. I think it's a 19 or a 20. This has got the 3.6 liter. I think this is one of those Pentastar motors. And the water pump has failed. So we're gonna go ahead and be replacing the water pump. I did already kind of start this a few minutes ago, so I'm just gonna get you caught up to where I'm at. This did have an intake pipe here. I went ahead and got the intake pipe out of my way. That's his kind of breather filter in there. It has this line on the actual breather intake, which you just kind of squeeze this down. You see that widens up, you can pull that right off. A couple clamps, nothing crazy. Disconnect your ground. I actually have my ground disconnected and separated with that baffle there, so we don't retouch anything. I'm gonna start just ripping stuff apart and not got no manual or nothing in my hand, just kind of seeing what's in my way and seeing what we got to do to replace this thing. So first things first, I know I need to take the serpentine belt off, and this looks like the tensioner right here. That huge bracket right there. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I don't know if it'll let me zoom in this video style. That big bracket right there. There he is, that guy. You see it's got that square hole. Come on, zoom in. Right there, that's where a 1/2 inch extension would go so that you can pivot it. But if you can see the way this other little mount is here in the front with this little, I can't remember what those things are. I think it's like a little vacuum pump or vacuum accumulator, some kind of part of the emission system. I'm not gonna look all that up right now for you. You can do it if you'd like, but it's obviously blocking partially that getting to that tensioner. So I'm gonna take this thing off first. Looks like it's a couple, maybe 13mm bolts right here under the alternator, one and one over here. Come on, zoom in. One over there and one over here. Plug right here, and that vacuum line up front right there. Jesus, that guy. So all that stuff looks pretty easy to take off. Let's get that out of the way. All right, for that clip that goes on that thing, you got to raise this little red part up. It's got like almost like 2 locks on it on each side, top and bottom. So the bottom looks just like this. You just got to kind of separate them out, pull this up, and it'll get out of the way, and then you can kind of just wiggle and slide this back, and it pops right off. For this clip that's on the side, I actually undid it from the holder. It's got 2 little holes right there on the side that those little tabs pop in right here on this metal bracket. I took it out because the actual part you gotta squeeze is on the bracket, which is hard to kind of get to. So if you loosen it, you can pull it up high enough to where you just kind of squeeze on the back end, and then you can pull and it will separate. So that's undone, and my line up front's undone, and it looks like I just gotta take a couple of those 2 13s off. So let's get that off next. Just getting that passenger side bolt out allows you to drop it out of the way so you can actually get to the tensioner now. But I got to do the water pump, so I'm going to take that thing fully out of the way. This little thing's out of my way now. So we got a lot more space down there, and I can get to the tensioner no problem. And you're able to kind of sneak it out right through this gap right here. This is definitely big enough to get it out. Went ahead and undid the alternator diode connector, and the bolt right here is going to be a 13. So to get this guy out, just slide that red safety clip back, and then you can squeeze right here on this, and that will pull out. Okay, so the main alternator power cable's off, so I want to go ahead and loosen this tensioner. This tensioner does have a small hydraulic cylinder on the bottom under it, which you can see down there. So it's not like a regular spring tensioner that kind of, when you push on it, it just kind of moves quickly. This thing, you gotta kind of keep constant pressure on it, pushing it to the side, and it will eventually kind of start moving slowly. Once you get it far enough, you can reach down there on the water pump pulley and slide the belt off of it. You can see I got it off down there. So you got 2 really long 13s and 2 really short 13s. The 2 long ones are the top ones, and the short ones are the bottom ones. Once you get those off and all your cables undone, you can pretty much pull up your alternator, take it out. Obviously the belt's already loose, so you should be able to yank that off no problem. Once I get that off, next thing I'm going to do is get this bracket off. You see I already got most of the bolts loose. These are the 2 bolts that little bracket was on earlier. This is the center. This basically looks like you just have 1 and 2 bolts that actually hold this bracket on, because the other thing that holds this bracket is the alternator bolts. So you get, this one is a 5/8, and this one again is a 13mm down here. Get those 2 off, and this whole bracket will get out of the way. Just those 2 bolts. The center one right there is a 5/8, and the bottom one is a 13. So just set that aside. Here. You see we got a lot more clearance now. You can clearly see the tensioner, which I'm not worried about. It's already getting out of my way. You can see at some point an old belt started to shred in here. There's all pieces of old belt right here. So we'll clean all that up. My water pump is this guy down here. And I'm also going to replace the thermostat, so I got a couple bolts right here that look like a plug right here, a couple 10s. I've already done, I got to take off, where am I? Okay, let me see if I can focus this for you. So, thermostat's under here. Looks like this plug's got to come off, and then looks like I got a couple 10s, and clamp. And I know I'll have like, kind of like a T-fitting down here for a jump over hose. It's kind of hard to see that. This guy, I already got the bottom half of that hose out, but I actually have to get this one off right here. I hate spring clamps. Okay, you got to get that one off so I can actually separate it from the thermostat housing. But it all comes as a unit. You can actually see it here, so you can see what you're looking at. So this is what we're looking at. Is that even the same one? Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong place. Where's this sucker? Is this it? This looks different. Huh. Alright, so once I got finished getting the belt out of my way, unplugged this little sensor here. I was going to do the thermostat, but I just realized that the thermostat that they got me was not the right one, so the customer just running on the auto parts store to get the correct thermostat. But yeah, you can see, here you go. That shouldn't be doing that. It's definitely the point of failure. So we're going to go ahead and start unbolting all those bolts around there. And I have an example of the new one here so I can know where the bolts are. But there was a pulley right here. This guy that I just pulled off. It's another 13 millimeter. So once that pulley's out, it looks like I just basically have all the bolts around the water pump and the two hoses on the bottom, and it should come out. So got those two hoses down there, lower radiator hose and the other one right above it, and start yanking out all those bolts. Alright, I had to stop for a quick sec because the rain caught me, but I came out here and started taking all this off. Obviously get these two clamps off, this one and the one down there on the other outlet pipe, and then you just got 1, 2, and 3 bolts, and the whole thermostat housing will come out. So now we can get to the water pump much easier. Everything seems to be out of our way. It looks like a bunch of 13 mils, maybe a couple 10s. No, they look like 13s. Yeah, they look like 13s. Start knocking them all out. So just a habit that I've always known, and hopefully it helps you guys so you don't get confused. As you start pulling out bolts, lay down your new one and put them in right where you pulled them out at. That way, when you go to install, you're not trying to figure out which bolt went where. So just start laying them. I just pulled that one out, so lay it right here in the new one. Just make your life easier. Alright, so this is the reason that I usually, like I said, put the bolts back where you take them out at, because, so I said there were 13s, but I was mistaken. Actually, most of these are 10s. You have one 13 here. These two holes right here are your holes that the alternator bracket bolts went through. This is the hole right here where that long bolt for that tensioner is, this guy. So this guy said here. And then all these other ones are all 10s. There is a difference though. Some of these you can see they're just regular, kind of a little bit shorter bolts. And then a whole chunk of these, that's a short one. That's a regular short one. But these, all these on this side, not only were they longer, but they also have these rubber kind of little boot spacers, centering little rubber boots. So that one, 2, that one, 3, 4. So these 4 right here on this side of the pump actually have those little spacers on them. None of the other ones do. All the other ones are just kind of normal standard short ones. So it looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4 short, and then 4 with those rubber spacers on them, and then the 13 over here. And like I said, these two holes right here are where the pass-throughs. These are pass-through holes for the alternator bracket bolts, and that hole is the hole for this tension bolt. So hopefully that explains a little bit of that to somebody to help you do this. So just got the old one off. You can tell this thing definitely has a lot of play on it. You can actually see where it was hitting the housing here. And I thought it was still stuck on with something after I got all the bolts out, but it wasn't. It's just stuck on there really good. So when you buy a new pump, They're also going to give you this, I guess this is the gasket for it. It's like a metal type gasket. It won't be reusable. That's why they give you a new one. It's a metal gasket. Most of the time, metal gaskets can be reused, but no, this thing sticks in here so hard from the heat that's what you end up coming out with when you pull it out. So you should get a new one, which we did. It should be in the box still. New one's right there. So yeah, make sure you put the new one on. And make sure you get a new one with your pump. And just clean all your old mating surfaces. I'm assuming maybe I still have a little bit of gasket material here you gotta clean off. So just make sure you get all your old gasket material off and get a good sealing surface. And I mean, once you get to this point, you know, you've gotten this far. Put it on, put it back together. You should know the rest of the way. Just another little tip and heads up. When you go to put everything back together and you're putting your belt back in, I didn't realize when I was pulling it out because it was just kind of the process of how I pulled it out. But you need to run and route your belt and kind of leave it like this before you put your alternator bracket back on, because the belt sits around these two bolts, which you can see there. So you're gonna have a pulley here that kind of holds that there. So that belt literally runs around those two bolts. So to even replace this belt tensioner, you gotta pull this whole alternator bracket assembly off to replace the serpentine belt. I'm just realizing that now, putting it back on. So you have to lay your belt kind of like that, and then put your lay your belt inside the pulley, inside that pulley, and then get your two center bolts in and kind of line it all up. If not, you're not gonna be able to, if you put that bracket on first, you're not gonna be able to get that belt on. So yeah, when you lay that belt like that, and you're gonna put your alternator bracket back in, like I said, just make sure you feed the pulley up on this side, or the belt up on this side of that pulley, so you can center it there, because that, as you can see, the belt wraps around those two bolts. It just kind of gets guided by that pulley and that pulley up towards the alternator, which sits right here in this bracket. So hope that gives you a little bit more of a heads up. Once that's done, probably going to slide the belt back off of the water pump, since it's the smooth pulley. Probably the easiest one to put back on and off. And then get my alternator remounted in here with a belt on it, and then loosen my tension so I can get that belt back over the water pump. So